Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is our Facebook Live version of Hangout with Michael. We're so glad that you joined us today here on Friday. Matter of fact, we're here live every Friday, and we'd like that you joined us this Friday. Today, I've got a very special panel of people with me. These are people that have been with me for a while and have been following the work of my new upcoming book, Your Life's Purpose, and they're here to share to you how knowing some of their fulfillment needs has helped them with their business and personal life, so that we're glad that they joined us today. Well, thank you for everybody that watched last week's episode. Boy, did we ever have a terrific time. Dana's going to talk about that a little bit. We are going to introduce the panel shortly. Hey, my name's Michael Loche. I'm the author of 2 best-selling books, Law of Attraction, Law of Connection, and my hunch is, given the power of Law of Attraction, this too will be my collection of my 3rd best-selling book. You might be one of those people that you might say that you're unfulfilled in your relationships or you're unfulfilled in your job. You know, most people don't know that they can be fulfilled. Well, that's the first hurdle right there. It's like, you mean I can be fulfilled? Yes. We're going to talk about that today, that you can be selfish enough so you can look after yourself enough that you're always living your life's purpose. We're going to talk about that. Very good. Well, this morning we are going to start with going to Vancouver, and we're going to say hello to Dana. Dana, good morning.
Morning, Michael. Super excited about this show today. Looking forward to hear about everyone's fulfillment needs. So last week, for those of you that are new to Michael, if you go to hangoutwithmichael.com, you'll find episode 183, and we talked about the law of attraction and money, and why you might not be attracting the money that you want. So check it out. It's a great show, and share it with your friends. So I am Dana Smithers. As Michael said, I live in Vancouver, and I'm an empowerment mentor. I work with women solopreneurs who are kind of stuck in their business. So I help them in 3 areas, help them get aligned with their sacred gifts to feel more on purpose, and I teach them how to use the law of attraction, tools and processes to help them grow their business and create systems. And the 3rd thing that I do is, if they have any limiting beliefs about moving forward in their business, well, I'm also a certified emotion code practitioner, and we get rid of those and release those trapped emotions.
Okay, good stuff. Boy, did we cause a little bit of a stir last week. We were talking, because everybody's wanting to attract money, but I think we nailed it last week when we said, well, here's why you're not. So definitely go to hangoutwithmichael.com, or you can stay here on Facebook. Scroll down, you'll see last week's episode, number 184, where you can learn more about what last show was about. So good. We're going to head out to the Ontario area. We're going to talk with my friend, Coach Nick. Nick, good morning. Say hello, please.
Hey, morning, Michael. It's great to be here in your vibe again.
Okay, tell us about yourself. And today you're going to be the comment reader. So I'm peeking right now, and like we've woken a lot of people up this morning. So tell us who you are, and then tell us what people are saying already today, please.
All right, fantastic. So my name is Coach Nick, and I help entrepreneurs generate more leads online to become freedompreneurs. And you've got a lot of comments going on, Michael, already. So obviously, people are obviously engaged in what you're doing. So I'll start off with reading a few. First of all, Tammy Wedig, I hope I said that right. Happy St. Patrick's Day, Michael, the panel, and all attending.
Hey, Tammy, good morning.
Rami Collins says, I'm still working on my own storybook.
Okay, Rami's writing the book.
Yeah. Carol Miller says, hey, friends, Carol from Chicago. And Linda Vodevel, I really probably messed that one up. She says, hi from Montreal.
I bet it's Linda Vandelville. I don't know why that sounds
Vandelville.
He is a fellow Canadian from Montreal. I'm going to like that. Hey, Linda, good morning.
Yeah, fantastic. There's lots of comments coming in, so if you want to, I can catch up later in the show and see and catch you up on those comments.
Yeah. Well, we have to acknowledge our friend Sylvia Bellini, who's always with us from London, Ontario. She's saying hello to me and the panelists. Looking forward to this week's show. And Amber Dawn, she is hosting my full-day seminar in Edmonton, Alberta. So if you're in Edmonton or Red Deer or Calgary, anywhere between, Amber's going to post the date of the full-day Law of Attraction seminar in Edmonton. And good. Good. We're going to skip over, and we're going to come back to you, Nick, because we're talking about people's fulfillment needs today. So I want to go to our other friend, Kevin Hume, who's been joined us many moons ago. Kevin, good morning. Please say hello.
Good morning, Michael, and thank you for having me on. This is awesome. Get to reconnect and be back in your vibe, which has changed my life.
Thank you. Well, tell people how we met first. That was interesting.
Yeah, my wife, my daughter, and I went on a one-year trip across Canada in a motorhome, and we ended up in Victoria. And my wife is, she had the Law of Attraction book since 2006, and it didn't hit home. Didn't hit home for me until I actually sat and met you, and I went, oh my God, this book has become the Bible. It's in our library. It's all over. My daughter takes it to school. This has become the book in our house that everybody talks about. So one, we're very grateful.
Family that always together, stays together.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. It's awesome. So yeah, the fulfillment needs for me was huge. It was actually part of the wake up from right after Law of Attraction as I went through it. And it was like, so what's my purpose? We did the trip and it was like, what am I all about? So
yeah, well, you found yourself, and I think you found me at a restaurant, and we went from there. So we're going to come back to you to find out what you did on our fulfillment needs. I'm going to set that up so people know what we're talking about. But next, we're going to stay here in beautiful Victoria and welcome my friend Sue to the panel. Good morning, Sue.
Hey, Michael. It's great to be here. Thanks a lot. I'm excited to be part of this. I'm a life and career transitions coach. So I help people who are going through either a personal or professional transition. And transitions are something not just to be got through, but a perfect opportunity to take time and kind of figure out what your fulfillment needs might be, so that when you're making that transition, you can bring more of what fulfills you into your life. So I've loved having this opportunity to work with you, and we've got this workshop coming up in Victoria. It is not long now, March 25th, and the seats are filling up. And if you want to be part of it, I really recommend that you get online and get your tickets. It's going to be an incredible event, and at the end of it, you will come out with your top 4 fulfillment needs. And this is your chance to get this information before the book comes out in June.
Yeah. Well, the book comes out June 6, 2017. You can go to Amazon.com or any Amazon in your country, pre-order it. And Sue and I are hosting, and my friend Jason, we're hosting a 2-hour seminar next Saturday. Sue said the 25th. And I'm actually filming it PBS style, and you never know where you're going to see it. Just saying. And we're excited about that. So, Sue, it's hangoutwithmichael.com/Victoria. Very good.
Right.
Okay. Nick, let's go back to you and tell me who's saying what, and then I'm going to get prepared, set up today's lesson plan. So go ahead, Nick.
All right, fantastic. So again, lots of comments coming in. Michael Jensen says, hey, Michael and panel, I finally made it today to be on the live session. So welcome, Michael.
Well, I want to tell you a quick
Amber
story.
Dawn.
I want to tell you a quick story about Michael Jensen. When I went to Peru, he flew from Aruba. He took an 8-hour flight and went from Aruba to come see me at a full-day seminar. And then we were chatting on Facebook. I never met him before. And I'm sitting in my hotel room with nothing to do. And he said, hey, I'm in Peru. And I said, well, let's go for dinner. So he was from Aruba. I'm from Canada. We were in Peru, and we went to an Arabic restaurant for dinner. No, I wanted Arabic food. And that's what we had. So, hey, shout out to Michael Jensen for hanging out with me in Peru. Carry on, Nick.
Awesome. Amber Dawn Bayer says, thank you, Michael. We are so excited for the Law of Attraction and NLP seminar on April 22nd, 2017, Edmonton. So for more information, feel free to connect with me. So that's fantastic. Amber's doing a little promotion for you there.
Yeah. You can go to hangoutwithmichael.com/Edmonton and join us there. We got a lot cooking for that show.
And I'll read you one more. Rami Carlin says, I won a $20 scratch off, got a dollar bill in the mail, got a food message merchandise for free school, so cool finding pennies. I think she's attracting money is what she's trying to say.
It doesn't matter what the amount is that you're attractable for money, which is the good news. We're saying a shout out to my friend Carol Miller, the hugging queen. She is from Chicago, so hello, Carol. Nick, we're going to stockpile some more comments. We're asking people today if you've got a copy to pre-read my book, or maybe you took one of the early seminars. I've done them in Singapore and Hong Kong and Malaysia, and I've done the seminar everywhere. You might be watching today thinking, wow, you changed my life. My hunch is I did. Look at the book. Let us know below. But first, we are going to tell you about some of the premises of the book, Your Life's Purpose. Now, the whole notion about your life's purpose is that people get really confused. They don't know how to describe their life's purpose. And they're thinking, oh, I don't know what my life's purpose is. So everyone's always looking for their life's purpose. And you know what? Sometimes they'll say that maybe singing is their life purpose, or maybe having children is their life purpose, or dancing or drawing. And I'm suggesting, well, that's not really your life purpose, but that's what makes you feel good. So here, I'm introducing the meter. Now, this is like a parking meter, but I'm calling it a fulfillment meter. In other words, what are you doing to keep your fulfillment meter plugged? In other words, to make the bar go high and keep it high, what are you doing to do that? Well, what we're doing is that we are getting our needs met. So in my book, Fulfillment Need, I'm suggesting, and because it is for me, that the purpose of our life is to experience joy or bliss or happiness or to feel good. Is that pretty simple? It is pretty simple. Is that new for some people? It's new for some people.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel good. It's okay to get your needs met. It's okay to experience joy. But there's two ways to do that. One is a destructive way, and one is a constructive way. In other words, you can get your needs met in a healthy way and an unhealthy way. So here in my new book, I introduce you, I want to say them fast, you can't see them, nice and fast. There are 30 fulfillment needs. And in the book, I will walk you through the process to eliminate the 30 fulfillment needs down to 4. And then when you know what your top 4 are, then you can make different decisions with relationships, with work, with your career, with where you volunteer, with everything. And then you start to become more selfish. Oh, there's that dirty word again. Dana, can you remind us what selfish means, please?
It means self-care.
Yeah, that's what selfish is. It's just self-care. We need to care about ourselves enough that we would only include things that make us feel good. And you know what? Yeah, we have to put up with crappy stuff sometimes too. But Dana, how long it's okay to have negative stuff, but what's the rule around that? What's our rule around negative stuff, please?
We're going to do it very briefly.
Yeah, very briefly. That's nice. So yeah, you can get kicked off and angry and, throw a can and break dishes.
Yes, go ahead.
The briefly you observe the contrast, the more you stop including it. So it's okay to feel good. I'm just going to see if we can get a close-up on this little chart. See the very center? The very center is joy. That is the target. And underneath the target is that I need to create strategies so I can get the joy. In other words, if I know I want to experience happiness and joy, what is the strategy? Well, the strategy is to get your fulfillment needs met. And that's what you'll do with me. You'll uncover what they are. Then when you know what they are, then you'll be selfish enough to do what you need to do to get them. If you knew what mine are, you'd know that everything I do gets my top 4 fulfillment needs. We're going to sing just a couple little hellos to some more people. We have Louise Vigneault, very French, Louise. Okay, just found you on Facebook. Awesome. Haven't watched Facebook Live since you went on Facebook. Just did and watched the rerun. Love you guys. You're so awesome. So thank you, Louise. And hey, Tammy saying happy St. Patty's Day. Oh, George Ganong saying, oh, Michael, quick joke. What's a good old New Brunswick song? Answer, farewell to Nova Scotia. Hey, I'm reading it. You're not responsible for the comment here at the Hangout with Michael show towards Nova Scotia. We love all the East Coast. Very good. Okay, we're doing a good job. Carol Miller saying, it's been a while since I did my fulfillment needs, but they're so very powerful, and I'll revisit them. So good stuff. Okay, Dana, we're going to start with you and, being in my energy where I was talking about being fulfilled and, the interest and all that. Tell me what you understand about your fulfillment needs, 1 or 2 or all of them, and what difference it's made for you. Go ahead, please.
Sure, Michael. So for me, what came up when I did the fulfillment needs sort of exercise was the first one was recognition, and the second one was creativity, and the third one was contribution, and the fourth one, freedom. So knowing also that I have the gift of writing, and I like to be recognized, so I getting a little fulfillment need met right here, being recognized, and creativity, and also so much from Michael's mentoring is what helped me put this book together, about the law of attraction, and also for me it's a contribution to helping change the world. our words are so powerful. And as Michael just said, once you get that you want to lead a happy, abundant life, there are tools that you can, and they're present time tools. So that's what Michael's talking about with his Fulfillment Needs book as well, and all the books that he's written. So that inspired me to kind of get this thing done for me as well. And then the fourth one being freedom. Being an entrepreneur, I have the luxury of taking time off when I want, being on calls like this when I want, and taking the rest of the day off if I want.
Yeah. Well, very good. I remember when I was doing the seminar, how I developed the process, doing the seminar, I'm walking around the room and I'm listening to people figure it out. I'm hearing, and when I was in one country, I won't say what country it was, when I was in one country, everyone was having challenges with it. And I hadn't experienced that before. And as I'm hearing, it wasn't, the culture wasn't selfish. The culture, the idea that they could feel good. And it's like, when I go to different countries, I usually do a little culture check, what I can talk about. Even the way I point my finger in Malaysia is different. I have to bend my finger. So, there's little cultural differences, right? Mm-hmm. And then I'm with my host, I'm thinking everyone's stuck. And they said, you need to give them permission. You need to tell them it's okay for them to feel good and give them your example. And then people got it, but they couldn't get past the first section where, okay, we're going to feel good. Now, here's how you do that. So,
wow. Powerful.
Yes. One of my top, I got 4 fulfillment needs. My top one is attentiveness or attention, right? So I love the attentiveness of people. I love the attention. So I do book signings and seminars and Hangouts and Google Hangouts and YouTube, anything where I can get my attentive needs met. And my second one is influencing people in a positive way. So if I was just to go on Facebook Live, I would get, just by myself, I would get all 4 of my needs met. I would have people's attentiveness. I would help them. I would influence them. I would have intimate conversations. And in my work, Hangout with Michael, in my fulfillment needs chart, intimacy means 3 words. It's into, me, see. So we don't talk about sports and cars and things like that here on the Hangout with Michael. So we're talking about intimate, more personal. So into, me, see. So if you want to have a chat with me, you can avoid cars and sports. If you really want to get my attention, tell me some problems that you're having, and I'm all in. Okay. And then I make decisions. In my book, I have a little cartoon of a crane operator saying, "Hey, Michael, you can double your salary if you be a crane operator." And I don't need to, but I could check my list and say, well, I wouldn't get my attention needs met. I wouldn't get anything from anybody. I certainly wouldn't have freedom, and I wouldn't have intimate conversation. But some people take the job for money. And I think that's what happened to a lot of people. They choose the job for money. Money's not a fulfillment need. However, money can help you fulfill your need.
Yes.
It can't buy happiness, but it can buy fulfillment. In other words, if your fulfillment need is to travel and to be adventurous, then you need money to do that. Good. Anything else you want to say, Dana?
No, I think that's it. I think, the attention, I always remember you telling the story about, you mentioned earlier about how you can get it in a not good way and how you got it met when you were younger. So I think that's a good story, Michael, they might want to hear.
Oh, maybe they don't. Maybe I don't want to share it on Facebook Live.
But it's intimacy.
But it's a good teaching point. My top need was attention, and I got it met destructively when I was young. I was a show off, and I was funny, and I was a class clown, and I'd dance on the speakers, but I got my attention needs met, right? So now I get it done in a much more different way. Yeah, so I can met them constructively, I guess. So thanks, Donna, for sharing that intimate story. Hey, we're going to head out to Ontario. We're going to talk to my friend, Coach Nick. You got 2 jobs, Nick. Is there anybody else that's joined us and saying? And then I'd like to hear about what you understand about your fulfillment needs.
Absolutely. So we've got Louise Eddie Wetmore says, "Hi, Michael. Safari Facebook just will not something about the live show. Okay, you and your panel are so much fun as well as inspiring. Happy St. Patrick's Day." And then we've got a few more comments coming in from Rami as well. So you've got lots of different comments that you can go and answer, but we've got a few new people saying hello.
Okay, good. If you're watching, say hello. Let us know where you're calling from. Tell us something that you got today that inspired you, uplifted you, or made a difference in your life, because we like to do that here on the Hangout with Michael show. So, Nick, what can you tell me about, well, my hunch is freedom is one of your needs, but I'll let you tell me that.
Oh, well, Michael, your hunch is right. And since Dana was so kind to lead by example, I'll do one of these. I flashed my book too. So my fulfillment need is freedom, and you know what? That's something that's been with me all my life. And until I really understood that, I tried to get freedom in a destructive way. I was very rebellious. You couldn't tell me anything of what to do. I would always do the opposite. Had a really hard time in school because there was all these rules and what I found to be limitations to me being able to just be myself. And it was only later in life that I realized by working with you that freedom is my highest value. Hence, I've created the Freedompreneurs Club, and this is why I also understood why I was always attracted to entrepreneurship. It's because freedom came along with entrepreneurship. So it really helped me. My second one is influencing people in a positive way. And the way that I do now is by coaching and training. So similar to you, I spend my time, if you've got a business problem, oh, Nick, I can't attract leads online, I can't get more clients, I'm like, ooh, here we go. I light up because I'm able to influence you in a way that allows you to do that.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, and then I liked how you were able to identify that it was missing in the past, and that's why and now it's present. And one of the exercises in my book talks about, was this need present or was it missing? So if the need is present, you feel joy. It's missing, you're not happy. And it's like, yeah, and we go back and say, you know what? Well, I'll tell you what my first job was, right? My sister reminded me. I was just turned 16. Remember, here's my top needs: attention, influencing people, intimate conversations, and freedom. My very first job, I lasted till noon. And I don't remember, but my sister reminded me that I called her at noon and I said, come pick me up. I hate my job, but don't tell mom and dad. So and I went to her apartment or something, and I wouldn't go home. So I was working in a graveyard mowing lawns. Hello, that is the worst job ever. Not for anybody. For a person that likes autonomy, it's a perfect job. But a person that likes attention and those kind of things, not so perfect. Again, what was missing in that and what was present, and the whole notion that, it's okay to get your needs met. That's very important. Good stuff. And good. Thanks, Nick. We're going to head up and talk to our friend Kevin. Kevin, thanks for joining us. You were a regular about a year ago, and you've done a lot of great work since we've talked before. So why don't you introduce yourself and get us up to date, please?
Sure. So like my friend Nick and Dana, my new book's coming out. But I've been just coming back from the trip across Canada. And one of the big things when I went through this, looking at purpose, going, really, what is my life all about? I chased my dream going to pro hockey. When I was 5 years old, I told my dad I'm going to pro hockey. I got there, made it. And then it was like, so now what? Like, so what's in my life? And Michael, one of the things that you were able to do for me was get me focused and narrowed down to, at the end of the day, the pivotal point of joy. And it was like, just keep it simple. I complicate my life. And it was like, oh, there's all layers. And you're like, no, keep it simple. And once I kept it simple, it was like, okay, so from there, what's the strategy? And what revealed to me, and Dana and Nick talked about, is what was I doing for negative attention growing up? And I didn't even pay attention to that. I was always avoiding it. And I realized that, oh, attention, I love attention. So being on the show, woohoo, this is perfect. I'm like, yeah, I love it. Creativity was the next thing. And I loved creativity. And so when I speak, when I'm out doing consulting, it's like I got to come up with ideas right on the spot, whether it's just coming up, having a conversation. How can I fix this? Like Nick, when you're coaching a business owner and they're struggling, how can we help this? All right, let's try this. So creativity and then connection. I love being around people. Now, when we met, Michael, it was kind of funny. I'm the huggy guy. Like, I'm like, hey, how you doing? Big hugs. Michael's like, hey, how's it going? And it's like, okay, connection.
We'll hug after lunch. Thank you.
And so it's like so connection, and then really about contribution. And at the end of the day, I think that's really a thing that yearns from all of us inside. We want to know that we make a difference. And using the hockey analogy, we all want to be on a team. Somebody's team. Like, we just love being a part of it and contributing and making a factor. Those are my big four, but it was the process. I can't stress enough of how you made it simple and how you were able to get it for me to understand me, instead of, oh, I'm trying to be like somebody else. No. Who am I? What am I about? And I loved it. It was fantastic.
Yeah. I'm working with a couple college kids right now, or students. I guess they're kids when you're my age. And they're they're just enamored with this information because, that generation is, they call them the millennials, and, they want to get their needs, like they say all that. Well, we all want that, but they're narrowing out or they're picking on the millennials, saying, oh, they just want to be fulfilled. Well, we all want that. And now as older adults, we're trying to find that. So if the younger group can find that, then they can get work where they're fulfilled. And I appreciate the whole scenario of being that young and not having the experience, but I can help with that. Again, the book is called Your Life's Purpose. You can go to amazon.com.ca.anything and take a look. I'm very excited with my new publisher. We're doing lots of work. The week of the book release, I'll be doing lots of live specials, talking to people that bought the book and reading it, so stay tuned for that. Dana, we're going to head back out to you for a moment. Thank you, Kevin. Dana, what do we have on tap for next week?
Very, very exciting. Episode 185. So Michael has been doing these for a few years now. So you can watch all 185, but you're going to need maybe the whole weekend or maybe a week to watch it all. 185, one of the favorite shows that people like to watch. We're doing emotion code demonstrations, and Michael is actually going to be talking about the emotion code, how it releases trapped emotions, but also how it removes chronic pain. So Michael will be working with someone and actually do a demo of removing the chronic pain from them. So that's going to be a very exciting show. 185.
And it's going to be the first time that I'm ever doing it on Facebook Live.
Yep.
I think John has done a session in the past. So
yes.
Here's what I need. I need somebody with chronic pain. I need someone that has, and it could be chronic meaning it's always there. It's always agitating. It's in my neck. It's in my leg. It's in my hip. And I will go out on a limb and I will say this, that whoever chooses to be on the Hangout with Michael show with chronic pain, I will most certainly reduce it. And I'm almost this confident. See the space between my fingers? That's my doubt. Looks like a pair of lips, doesn't it? That's my doubt. That I will remove it. So you have to come watch it. It's called the Emotion Code. It is a process developed by Dr. Bradley Nelson, and it's changed all of our lives. And I know some of you have watched episode number 1, and you watch episode number 8 now. I've reduced my weight significantly, 37 pounds. I have been applying the Emotion Code to get rid of all the trapped emotions that caused me to be so big. Mostly my belief system from my Aunt Kay, who said I'm going to be fat like my dad for the rest of my life. Thanks, Aunt Kay. Loving you. So, Nick, I'm going to read a couple things. I want you to refresh your screen. I want to acknowledge Pramelia. She is my friend from up in Vancouver Island. I live on an island. It says, hi, panel. Looking forward to the workshop on March 25th. There's a few of us driving from Parksville and Nanaimo, so they were also part of my full-day seminar in the Law of Attraction, NLP, and the Emotion Code, and now looks like her friends are coming to down to Victoria. It's a beautiful drive. Thank you for coming here. I will make a great day. And we have our friend Pierre Moyes from Montreal. Great team, great show, super topics as usual. Pierre from Montreal, Canada. And good. And I think there's something there from Louise for you. Nick, if you want to go ahead, if you can find that.
Yeah, I saw that, Louise. So, Louise, I sent out a friend request to connect with you, and we'll chat. We'll chat later. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Nick is in the Toronto area, so he does work with teenagers and youth. He does a great job with that. And matter of fact, I think he even did some work in the jail systems before.
I did, yes.
It might not be you, but it could be somebody you know that might be in jail. No. I want to give a special shout out to Kathy Work. I've been working with her in the Emotion Coach. She said, hi, Michael. It's great to be here. I really enjoyed our Emotion Code sessions last week. I've been working with my son and I'm beginning to see some results. So very good. And Nick, I'll see if there's anything else for you to say. And I'm going to ask my team to, we're going to wrap up today, something that they want to tell us. I want to go back to Sue and hear it from Sue again about the seminar on the code. And if people need to write that down. So Sue, what can you tell us about that, please?
Absolutely. This is going to be a great event for anybody who is at a point in their life where they want to get clear on their fulfillment needs. So do come along. There's the details. You can register online, and I just want to share, Michael, that you and I share a particular need, and that is the attention need. And I learned that from doing this seminar, and also appreciation. And actually what I ended up doing was realizing I need to do more workshops and seminars and not just the one-on-one coaching with my clients, because that allows me to reach more people. So I'm really excited to be doing this with you. It's a real honor and a privilege to be introducing you. And come on down. It's going to be fun. And I'm looking forward to meeting your clients from Up Island when they come.
Well, what was interesting is that Sue had approached me and knew that my book was coming out and said, if I can pull some people together, would you do a seminar? So I think there might have been 10 women in that group.
Yeah. So we already did that. Yeah, I got a sneak preview. Thank you.
Women that have been in personal development and Sue's coaching, but they all, like, within the first 10 minutes, it was like, and then after a while, people were getting ahas, and one woman was excited about owning what was important to her, and someone else discovered one of their fulfillment needs was one that she got in trouble for, right? So it's like, hey, what's up with that?
It's such powerful information,
So it's March 25th. It's here in Victoria, BC. We're only taking 40 people. We're filming it. So we've probably just filmed the back of your head and maybe a testimony at the end, but do join us. We're going to have workbooks in the process, and my hunch it's going to be a good trip. Kevin, what would you like to share with people in your closing remarks today?
Just that it's very powerful, all of the different things that you've done. And it's interesting how the books have evolved. I mean, I know we didn't talk about the middle book, but just it's, understanding that piece and just moving into, it's almost like the outside world to the inside world. It's almost like how you've done it. And that has been probably the biggest freeing thing for me, which is that circle, that the image you showed, where it's like the 3 circles. It's like, well, we live on the outside, but really we want the inside. So when you get clear on the inside, the outside happens. My new book, as I said, that's one of the components, reinventing midlife dreams, all about creativity, all about contribution, connection. I watch what you do and I'm like, it's why not live this life? You have a choice every day. Why not choose the positive one? That's
right. You're always at choice. You can be pissed, or you can be ticked off rather. Okay, I'm going to tell a story. Yesterday, I sent my assistant a video to put up on the website, right? And she watched it first. She said, you say the F word on that, right? I said, what? So she showed me that I messed up, and I said something funny, and I swore, and I thought it got cut out. I didn't do that job. Someone else did. And I was so embarrassed that I even said that on film, but we got that cut out, so just so you know. Because we also have another expression that we use here at the Hangout with Michael show. You know what it is. What is it, please?
Michael, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it. You say it.
Okay. Hey, listen, we've got Jana Logan. She is from New Jersey. She said she can't wait to read the new book. Well, that's good, Jana. I'd like you to see that too. And I'm just going to do one more screen refresh, and then we're going to wrap up. Jana, what would you like to close with today?
Well, I just wanted to thank the panel for their contribution today. Because, what we're saying in Michael's new book, it's so important, the self-care part of really us finding the joy and what makes us happy is what makes us an overall happier world. And we can really use a lot of that right now. So kudos to Michael for writing all these books and attracting these people. And I think doing this Facebook Live is great, Michael, because we know you're reaching more people than just doing the Google Hangout. So congratulations and kudos for doing that.
Yes. Well, good stuff. Thank you. And Nick, did I hear from you in your closing remarks?
No, I just want to say thank you so much for the opportunity to be here again. It's always great being in your vibe. And for anybody who's watching, Michael's helped me become a freedompreneur. It was his systems that I learned and adapted and put into my business. And learning what brings you joy, it gave me permission to just follow my heart and do the things that I love to do rather than trying to make sure that it all makes sense. I now just check in with myself. Oh, this is really bringing me joy. Great. And I know if I stay in that zone, it brings me everything else, all the abundance on all the yummy stuff that comes with it. So thank you.
I know. I want to add my own experience. I'm heading back to Peru again. I was there 2 weeks ago. Now I'm heading back to Peru. And it's a long flight. It's 16 hours flight down, 16-hour flight back. But you know what's in the middle? 1,200 people with me on stage. There's in the middle of those 2 long flights to get me there. I'll get my attention needs met. I'll take 1,200 selfies if they want me to with them. I'll do a selfie the whole time. I'll be me, and then I'll have 1,200 people behind me. I'll get my influencing needs met. It'll be very intimate conversations, and I'll have lots of freedom and lots of fun. So I'm looking forward to coming back to Peru, to Edmonton, Alberta, here in Victoria on the 25th. And I'm a part of a 4-part speaker in Las Vegas, where I'm going to be doing the emotion code for 2 hours, razzling, dazzling people there. So I'm very excited. So we heard from everybody today. Thank you very much for joining us. Dana, remind us what's cooking for next week, and then we're going to say goodbye.
Absolutely. So episode 185, Michael is going to be doing an emotion code demonstration, removing chronic pain from somebody that shows up for us.
For somebody. Okay, good stuff. Well, thanks, everybody. My rock star panel, thanks for adding your knowledge and your experience today. My hunch is that we've stimulated people, maybe gave them permission that they too could find it okay for you to feel good all the time and take on the notion that it's okay for you to do that. We'd love to have you give us your results here on the Hangout with Michael show in the future. For now, let's say goodbye to all of our friends. It was a great show today, everybody. See you later.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.